everybody. Hi, Henry. Welcome to the Analytics for Everyone track, and thank you for being here at FutureStack. We're going to go ahead and get started. I know some people are still filtering in, and that's just fine. And we're I'm getting a thumbs up from the sound guy, so we're good there. So thank you again for being here. My name is Rebecca Campbell. I'm a Senior Director of Engineering at New Relic. And I started thinking, with introducing the Analytics for Everyone track, I kind of wanted to think through what does analytics mean for me? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and then we'll kick off the regularly scheduled sessions. I was a little worried about filling up 10 full minutes, so thankfully legal has given me some content in the form of a safe harbor slide, so for your enjoyment. But yeah, so what does analytics for me mean? I haven't always worked at New Relic. In fact, I was a New Relic customer before making the jump to work at New Relic. At my last company, it was a small company. I was both an engineer and a manager. And we installed this super cool product called New Relic APM. And I'll tell you, I was floored. It's a big part of the reason I ended up working at New Relic. I really valued the product immensely. Sorry, should I move my microphone? No, we're good? Okay. I'll just stop moving, perhaps. I was a happy APM customer, and then a couple of months before I knew that I was leaving, I got an email from New Relic introducing a new analytics product called Insights. And I'll be totally honest, I didn't bite. I didn't dig into the software and really learn it and use it at that job. Part of the reason was I was really busy. Like a lot of people in small companies, I was wearing a lot of hats. And people in large companies as well. So I thought, I'm really busy. Do I have time to dig into this? And I also thought, well, maybe, this is a data analytics product. Maybe I need to sign up for that online data science course I've been eyeing in order to really get the most out of this. So I kind of had this block in terms of Insights, although I was happily using the APM data. And then I joined New Relic, and I was really surprised at both how low of a barrier it was to start using Insights, and that barrier is getting lower and lower every day. And also, my team already had just a ton of dashboards that were showing really useful information. And so I'm going to tell you about a few ways that we used analytics on the team I joined at New Relic. So I joined as a manager of a team that keeps our largest web application humming. They are on the hook for operations, for performance, for just all sorts of things in this kind of shared ecosystem of this giant application. And when I joined the team, a lot of the engineers already had some dashboards that were showing the health of particular parts of our application, and it was great. And there were a few things that I wanted to be able to do, or a few things that we did pretty regularly on that team using the New Relic Digital Intelligence Platform. And I'm going to go through a couple of those right now. So team health. This was actually a pretty cool thing. One of the managers started dumping event data into Insights every time somebody got paged. So then, and it was anybody in our engineering organization. So then at any time I could dig in and say, hey, well, when is my team being paged? What time are they being paged? How tired are they going to be tomorrow when they come in the door? Using this, we were able to look for trends in pages, and not just react, anecdotally. Oh, it feels like we've been paged a lot, but really look at the data and say, hey, we've been paged a lot. We gotta work this out both for ourselves and for our customers. Another thing that we did is take broad ideas and narrow the focus. So I had a really great problem on this team. We had an engineer, Vince Foley. He's fantastic, and Vince is an idea machine. He has so many great ideas for how to improve our software, that it actually became a little bit of a problem sorting through them and finding priority on them. So, ideas are cheap though, right? Raise your hand if you've ever had an idea for improving a piece of software that you were either building or using. Right. Yeah, right, ideas are cheap. It's getting the priority on those. And so we were able to take broad ideas like fix performance or improve this area and say, well, how can we narrow that down into something we can be successful at? So maybe we wanted to fix performance in a specific area of our application. Okay, that's great. We can see that performance isn't as great as we want, but we can also use the digital intelligence platform to dive in and say, let's fix this for like 10 of our largest customers. Larger customers are always hit hardest with performance issues because they have more data. We're doing more stuff with them. And let's really focus this on something that we can be successful at, as opposed to kind of trying to take on way too much at once. And the third thing that we did is we identified patterns and then proactively went out and fixed other cases where those were happening. So a great example, we had an issue where one of our web requests was hitting the database way too many times, like hundreds and hundreds of times. And so we were able to then search we found this in the data, and we said, well, hey, if we found it with this one, where else might that be happening? And so we were able to look through the rest of our data and find other cases where that pattern was true, and then go fix those before anybody called us or before anybody had a bad customer experience. So that's my story of how I kind of went from a little bit of a reluctant data nerd into my journey at New Relic, and I can tell you I'm sold, but this is really where my story becomes your story, or continues to be your story. What you're here today for the next 2 days, this track has a lot of information on our data intelligence platform, on analytics, and really, I challenge you or encourage you over the next 2 days to really think about how data can solve the problems you have, how data can answer the questions you have. And, and then there are a lot of sessions. We've got some great speakers. We've got key product management leaders who are going to talk to you about what New Relic's done, trends in software, where we're going, managing change at 100 miles per hour. We have some customers talking to you about successes they've had using data analytics. And we've got some New Relic University sessions where you can really, pull up your sleeves, dive into your laptop, get into your data, and leave here really understanding what analytics means for you. Thank you.